Application. In this video, we will look at applying water-based paint to a car panel. Firstly, we need to prepare the paint for use. Read the technical datasheet for the product and determine whether you need to mix it with reducer or stir it before use. Each supplier will have their individual way of preparing and using the paint, so use the TDS to ensure the correct methods are being carried out. The next step is to mix different colored paints together to match the color of the car. With solvent-based paint, using a paint mixing system, it can often take a few attempts to get the color to correctly match. Using water-based paint, however, the computer can accurately determine the correct mix nearly every time. As a result, many workshops have experienced high success rates in achieving the correct color during the first mix. Because matching a car's color with the water-based paint is so accurate, a newly sprayed panel does not need to be carefully blended with the rest of the car's color. For example, if a car's front guard was resprayed with solvent-based paint, we would need to wet the surrounding panels in order to blend the paint's color in with the rest of the car. With water-based paint, however, we can simply mask the surrounding panels and respray the entire front guard, as the color will match the rest of the car perfectly. Spraying water-based paint is much easier in comparison to solvent-based paint. The water helps the paint to spread evenly and allows us to spray very quickly with a more relaxed stroke. The excellent coverage means there is less chance for error. All these factors contribute to a job being completed much faster. After we have applied the first coat of paint, we can immediately begin the second coat, as water-based paint requires just a very short flash time between coats. The second coat only needs to be lightly applied and the panel will be covered completely. This is sometimes referred to as 1.5 coats. Water-based paint takes a while longer to dry than solvent-based paint. We can speed up this process by using industrial blow dryers. The paint is essentially dry once the water evaporates, so heat and air are major factors in drying the paint. A blow dryer should be operated at least 3 feet away from the surface. This avoids pushing the paint around. We also need to ensure that the spray booth is free from as much dust and debris as possible to avoid surface contamination. When the water-based paint dries, it will have a satin appearance. Applying a clear coat will bring out the true color and consistency of the paint, ultimately giving the desired look. If there is a fault in the surface from the spray painting, we can easily repair it by sanding back the fault with a 2000 grit block and respraying it. The quality of water-based paint allows it to blend perfectly with the rest of the coat. If we have sanded back through the primer, we need to reapply primer to the sanded area, otherwise the paint will corrode the panel.